Good evening and thanks for joining us. This is the news focus in Africa and the world. Beginning in Africa, several people have been killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo as clashes broke out between police and protesters objecting the new chief of the country's electoral commission. In the capital, Kinshasa, hundreds of supporters of President Felix Tshisekedi's UDPS party had gathered in front of Parliament, defying a ban on demonstrations by the Interior Minister, who have cited the risks of coronavirus infection. They were quickly dispersed by tear gas and gunshots into the air. There were also similar violent clashes in parts of the city, with some demonstrators setting fire and vandalizing the local branch of the PPRD party of former President Joseph Kabila. According to authorities, 2 people died. The demonstrations were sparked by a decision by the National Assembly to appoint Ronsard Malonda as the new head of the CNE. Critics say that Malonda played a historical role in rigging election in favor of Joseph Kabila and his allies. President Felix Tshisekedi, who has to govern in coalition with Kabila's supporters, has not yet approved Malonda's appointment. Malawians have voiced anger after newly appointed President Lazarus Chakwera unveiled a cabinet that they said was tainted by family ties. He has appointed 6 figures who are related to each other. The new Labour and Health ministers are brother and sister. The Information Minister is the sister-in-law to the Deputy Agriculture Minister, and the Transport Minister is the husband of the Deputy Minister for Land. Critics say that the abundance of family ties and the fact that 70% of ministers are from the same central region of the country could bring into question. Civil activists say the movement was disappointing as the incumbent had promised, in quote, this new Malawi would get rid of nepotism and favoritism, end of quote. Chakwera also nominated a new police chief, new central bank governor, and a tax authority head. Sudan has reshuffled its cabinet in a bid to diffuse mounting public frustration with the slow pace of a political transition. Sudan's prime minister has replaced the finance minister, foreign, energy and health ministers, and 3 other senior cabinet post holders as part of a sweeping reshuffle. Most outgoing ministers resigned, and though the health minister was fired, the shakeup follows huge protest. Earlier this month, they called for more comprehensive reform. Few had expected the exit of Ibrahim al-Badawi, who was finance minister and led efforts to steady Sudan's crisis-stricken economy and liaised with foreign donors. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok leads a government of technocrats under a 39-month power-sharing agreement between the military and civilian groups that was reached following the removal of the country's longtime ruler Omar al-Bashir last year. In Ivory Coast, following the death of Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly, the country will begin 8 days of national mourning starting this Friday, July 10, after which Coulibaly will be buried in his hometown, Kohogo, in the north of the country. The West African country has been plunged into disarray after his death, the front-runner in looming elections for the presidency. The ruling RHDP party said it could consider its current leader, Alassane Ouattara, as its candidate for October presidential elections. After 2 terms in power, Ouattara had said that he stands aside and had handpicked Coulibaly to succeed him. But the 61-year-old dead on Wednesday left the party scrambling to find a replacement before the September 1st deadline. In Europe, the French President Emmanuel Macron said Thursday that he agrees the spire of Notre Dame Cathedral, which was destroyed in last year's devastating fire should be rebuilt exactly as it was. France's incoming culture minister said earlier that there was a large consensus on public opinion concerning the spire. The president has finally given his blessings to a faithful reconstruction of the cathedral's iconic wooden pinnacle. Emmanuel Macron says that he wants the monument restored in less than 5 years. The 12th century cathedral was under renovation when the fire tore through its wooden rafters in 2019. Reconstruction has since been delayed by the weather, sanitary concerns, and most recently, the coronavirus pandemic. Still, France's equivalent of the Oscars announced changes to ensure gender equality 5 months after its entire board resigned amid accusation of sexism and calls for far-reaching reform. More than 200 actors, producers, directors, and movie personalities had accused the César Academy of being out of touch with the body already under fire after Roman Polanski topped the list of nominations for this year's award, leading to the board's resignation. Following calls for profound structural change, the César Academy has now announced new reforms. It includes gender parity in all decision-making chambers. The president will be chaired by a woman and a man to address criticism of nepotism and a lack of transparency. The board of directors will now be elected by the Academy's General Assembly and limited to 2 terms of 2 years. Those elections are set to be held by September this year. And the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that a prosecutor who obtained President Donald Trump's tax returns as part of a criminal investigation, but the Congress could not. Both cases were decided 7-2 with Chief Justice John Roberts authoring the court's opinion and joined in the majority. Trump has fought to keep his financial records hidden, and the ruling in the second case likely meant they will not be revealed to the public until after November election. His tax returns are sought by Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance as part of a grand jury investigation. Trump lawyers had argued that the president was immune from investigation while he holds office. The justices rejected the president's claim that he was immune from state criminal subpoenas in the New York case. Both cases are subject to further review by the lower courts. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and do so again if you can. Until we meet, do take care and stay safe.